Welcome into this edition of the Earl Hall Show. We've got a very special guest for you on today, and I'm excited about having Chris Collier on the podcast with me today. Just a little information about Chris. Chris Collier is the Chief Content Officer at Conquer with Chris. Combines a unique background in hospitality and digital marketing to help home-based marketers succeed. Driven by a passion for teaching and empowering others, Chris has developed a framework that embraces the idea that anyone can and should succeed. Guided by values of consistency, persistence, and integrity, Chris is committed to supporting marketers with relatable training and actionable insights. Inspired by early entrepreneurial adventures as a paperboy in Michigan, Chris encourages others to believe in themselves for the benefit of current and future generations. Now, Chris is focused on helping others build thriving YouTube channels to expand their influence and impact. Chris, welcome to the show. Glad to have you, my friend.
Man, thank you so much. That was a great intro. It might be the best intro I've ever had.
Oh, wow. Well, I got to cut that clip out. Make sure.
It's fine.
Well, tell us, Chris, when did this whole journey on YouTube actually begin for you? How did that come about?
Well, I was part of several marketing programs teaching how to reach your target audience. And at the end of the day, I found out that the best way to reach them is through video, because video is the closest thing to being in person, other than like being in person, like a webinar or actually being in a space with someone. So video it's been proven out over the years now that even the shorts, the longs, the middle video is the best way to reach people, because it's the closest thing to being in a room with someone.
Yeah, absolutely. I could totally concur on that. But how long have you been really impacted by this whole YouTube thing going on with you?
Well, I must say sheepishly, I've been with YouTube for years, but I really wasn't posting anything, wasn't doing any content, that sort. You should be posting YouTube. We should all be posting to YouTube, because there's a magic thing that happens when you get to about 500 episodes. It starts taking off exponentially. And so, I really started probably about 4 or 5 years ago, right during the pandemic, really started being more consistent with my podcast. My podcast is on YouTube, so that's where I choose to house it. And so now I'm monetized on YouTube. I've got 8.5K subscribers and over 500,000 views. Not Amazing. A whole lot, but I can help people with the basics, and that's what I'm choosing to do at this point, because I really think the best way to learn is to teach what you've learned.
That's a good perspective on that. With being on YouTube, and I'm a big proponent of YouTube as well, with that, and obviously you learn a lot of lessons just getting in front of the camera, making sure the camera's good, the audio's good, all that kind of stuff. What is, maybe the most unexpected lesson you've learned in your career on YouTube?
That's a great question. I'd like to tell it like this, right? The thing is people think that, I'm going to suck on YouTube. Well, you are. It's kind of like learning to cook in a restaurant. The first year, you're probably not going to be all that great, because first, if you're working in a high volume restaurant, you're just pushing the plates out as fast as you can. Then you start working on appearance, making the plates look nice, making them look appetizing, and then along the way, you start to then you take too much time making the plates look appetizing, right? So then you go back to speed mode, and then you learn to balance it out. So your broadcast or your YouTube video is going to start off, and it's not going to be all that great, but then over time it's going to get better, and then you'll lose your way on one side or the other thing, right? You'll lose the keywords or the SEO or your focus for your channel, and so over that while you're doing that, you're also refining it, right? Because what you did a year ago might not be applicable today, because you might change focus, and that's okay. If you pivot and change focus, make sure that you declare that in your videos, in your outreach. So the thing I found out is you've got to be consistent and persistent in this. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
How hard is that to actually stay consistent? Because as you were talking about it, I mean, coming up with topics, coming up with, if you're doing a podcast with guests, coming up with guests, how tough is this thing really for someone that really wants to make an impact?
Well, that's another great question. I would say it's as tough as you make it. Because I think your mindset's everything. Like, there's the old adage, what's more important, mindset or motivation? My personal opinion is mindset trumps motivation. Motivation's kind of like the B12 shot. It gives you energy. But if you eat right all the time, that's your mindset, right? I'm eating right all the time, putting the right stuff in my body. I will have the right outcome. So, so my thing is have the right mindset. Go into it. No, just know if you say, hey, I'm not going to negotiate with myself. I'm producing a video every week. I'm producing 5 videos every week. Whatever it is, you produce that in your mind, or you put that in your mind that this is what you're going to do. And you make it the best you can. Guess what? You can't go back and fix the mistakes. But it's not mistakes. You don't fail. You just choose to learn. Once you learn from it, you get better.
And I think that's an interesting perspective because especially with people that may just be new or maybe a little bit more self-conscious. I mean, some people are very self-conscious about even just getting on camera. But if you start fumbling words, if you mispronounce things, and all of a sudden you think that's going to be the thing that kills your channel, and you, like myself, have probably discovered none of that even matters. It kind of makes you more human. Do you kind of see it that way?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a guy who's a very famous YouTuber. He teaches people how to do YouTube. If you go back and see his first video, you start to laugh because you realize that it's so not who he is today. And granted, it's 10, 15 years later, but that's the point. Is if you started writing 10 years ago, your writing today will be so much better than it is. If you started acting 10 years ago, your acting would be better today. And then there's the old question, when's the best time to plant a tree? 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
When's the second best time? Right now.
Right now.
So get busy. Get started with YouTube.
A lot of us that consume content on YouTube, especially those of us that are content creators, we look at how maybe the pros are doing it, if you want to call it that, or the people that we may consider to be ahead of us. What is one thing you wish you had known when you first started?
So if you take like a tape measure or a ruler, if you know a half an inch, there's people who don't know that half an inch. You can teach people and get them to pay you at the half an inch. And there's ways to monetize other than the YouTube monetization strategy through Google AdSense or whatever they're calling it now. There's different ways to monetize your channel. And the more, I would say this, the more niche specific you are, the better pay you are. Just like a doctor, right? If you have a general practitioner, they get paid all right. But you get a brain surgeon or a heart surgeon, they get paid exponentially better because they're so focused. So my suggestion is get focused in what you want to do and make that so focused. It's hard because you do want to delve into other things, but get as focused as you can be and stay on that focus.
Awesome. We're here with Chris Collier on this episode of the Earl Hall Show, and we're going to come back with some more great nuggets from this guy that's going to teach us all about YouTube. We'll be right back. In today's fast-paced world, success often feels like a numbers game. Bank accounts, titles, prestige. But what if true success went deeper than that? I'm Earl Hall, author of Mind Your Business, a new book that invites you to look beyond just profiles and into what really drives you as an entrepreneur. Mind Your Business isn't just about making money. It's about understanding your purpose, overcoming self-doubt, and cultivating a mindset that's resilient and grounded. I've built this book on hard-earned insights, stories from my journey, and lessons from other entrepreneurs like you. This book will help you shift your perspective, ignite your passion, and align your business with what truly matters. So, if you're ready to redefine success, Mind Your Business is available. Let's take this journey together. Grab your copy and start building a business and a life that reflects your true self. Are you ready to take your business or brand to the next level? At Earl Hall Studio, we specialize in creating powerful promotional videos that grab attention and drive results. Whether you're an author launching your latest book, an entrepreneur introducing a new product, or a business looking to stand out, we've got you covered. Our team brings your vision to life with dynamic visuals and engaging storytelling that connect with your audience. Elevate your brand and captivate your customers with Earl Hall Studio. Let's create something amazing together. Okay, Chris, welcome back. We're here again with Chris Collier. He's teaching us about YouTube. Chris, you were talking earlier just about, consistency of being on this platform of YouTube, which you and so many others like us just really believe that people should be on. For you, what makes YouTube that place for you? Why is it YouTube, not Facebook, not Instagram?
Well, YouTube's pretty much the first to monetize for people, for the regular individual to be able to make money off of ads. Secondly is YouTube is owned by Google. There's no secret to that. And the biggest search engine in the whole world is Google. So if you want to be found, you can be found on, if you know how to do your wording correctly and know how to do your descriptions and your titles correctly, you can get found. It only takes one video to get found. And you could say that on other channels as well. But YouTube's my primary home because of the video aspect of it. Will there be something else sometime else? I'm sure. Like people are starting to go to these things that are on, they call it Web 3.0, which everything's on blockchain on Web 3.0. The people are moving to that, and that's fine. But YouTube still has it still has room to grow. It's not saturated.
Awesome. What do you think is probably, especially as related to YouTube and you building an audience on YouTube, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received about this?
Be consistent. Be persistent. It's a marathon. So yeah, those are the three words I would say. Be consistent, persistent, and focused. Stay on your topic. Stay on your bully pulpit, if you will. Right? You want to stay in that area because we all have the biggest thing I ever suffered from, just to be transparent, is shiny object syndrome. Right? Mm-hmm. It's like a dog seeing a car. It's chasing after the hubcap. Right? So that'll keep you busy, but you won't be productive.
Wow. That's so true. Are there any tools that you use to kind of keep you consistent and persistent and focused?
Yes. There's a couple out there that YouTube specific is Video IQ, and they're not paying me for this. I'm not. Mm-hmm. I don't have a link to send you or anything. Video IQ and TubeBuddy are very good at helping you, and along the way, you also want to use some version of a Chat GPT or one of those type things, help you get your content together. And the good thing about it is it remembers what you've talked about previously. So if you just want to keep stringing, have a thread, so to speak, of a conversation that's helping you, you don't want to get your whole outline. Well, you can get your outline, but you don't want to get the way you say something should be different than the way ChatGPT says it, unless it learns your language, which over time it will. But you want to make it you. You don't want it to be some drum robot.
Gotcha. Absolutely. And I totally concur with that. Interestingly enough, those of us that are in this creative space, kind of found our way into it one way, shape, or form, whether it was through interest, whether it was maybe through consuming content or something like that. But for you, what profession do you think you would pursue if you weren't in your current line of work?
You talking about the hospitality or the podcasting?
Podcasting. Yeah.
Okay, I would probably be in network marketing.
Okay, like Amway or something like that.
Any of those direct selling companies. Yes, network marketing, multi-level marketing. Yeah, because that has the biggest outcome to impact most people.
Okay. Yeah. Have you ever done any of that before? As far as
I dabble in it still to this day.
Wow.
I love the industry. I love that industry. It's because they have good product. Most of them have great products, and most of them have good compensation plans. The problem is people go out and they do like they do. I worked for this company for a while. These two guys went and bought a pizza chain that was from Virginia and brought it to here in Atlanta. That's where I'm based. And they opened up a pizza restaurant. And after 6 weeks, 3 months, I think it was about 3 months, they were like, we're not making any money. We don't want to do this anymore. I was like, what business can you get in and you really treat it like a business that you can start turning a profit within 3 to 6 months? Network marketing you can if you do the right things, but people sell network marketing like it's the easy button, right? That you get from Staples or wherever. They think you just hit it and you automatically become a millionaire. It's not that way.
No.
And unfortunately, with today's technology, everyone sells everything like that. Oh, if you do this right now, you could be the next billionaire in your family. Come on now.
Right. We have all heard those things. Well, I mean, when it comes down to what it is that you're doing on YouTube, and you've been there for the past few years, and now with your podcast and everything like that going, tell us about some of the opportunities. Like, I know you've got a class for YouTube that's going to be available now. What are the kind of things that you're actually showing people in this class, and what do they be able to accomplish by going through it?
Well, that's a great question. And I want to preface this first class is just how to properly set up a YouTube channel.
Okay.
So you set it up so you get the views, you get the looks, you get just think about this. Think about, it's like giving you a pass to the cable network, right? You can post whatever you want on a cable network, like Comcast or Xfinity or DirecTV. You get to post as your own channel, right? You get to post your own channel on a distribution network. Right. So you want to make sure that people can find you if they're looking for what you're talking about. If you talk about politics, make sure you talk about whatever part of politics you want to talk about. Because guess what? Just like in the stock market, whether your team lost or won the election, it doesn't matter. You can make money off of it. Because people in the stock market, when things go down, people know the stock market, know how to make money when the stock market goes down.
Sure.
So at the end of the day you need to know your market. So when everything's going south, guess what? You invest in a certain type of talk or program that you put on, so you go up when everyone else is going down. When everyone else is losing viewers, you're gaining viewers. So it's all about one perspective and then how you deal with it. So we're teaching you how to set it up. So your SEO is correct, your name of your channel is correct, because you wouldn't want to talk about underwater basket weaving and name your channel Motorhead Mics, right? It doesn't fit. So you want to make sure everything goes together. That's the oversimplification, but you can understand a little bit, Earl, and your viewers can, that at the end of the day is you want everything to line up, because if you're swimming upstream in any area, you want to make that go away and swim with the stream as much as possible.
Gotcha. Well, once again, we're here with Chris Collier. He's the Chief Content Officer at Conquer with Chris. Chris, how can folks stay in touch with you? What do they need to do?
Well, the two best ways are on YouTube. You can go to at Conquer with Chris, subscribe, and also in the comments, find a video you like, comment in there. I personally respond back currently. That may change shortly, but I personally respond back. And at Facebook at Minister Chris Collier.
Awesome. Well, Chris, thank you so much for being a guest here on the Earl Hall Show. A lot of great information here, and I'm sure folks will benefit from that. So I just want to say thank you for being on the Earl Hall Show with me today. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Earl, for having me.